Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Debunk Factory, which is one and only KC, and I'm going to be debunking all of those myths that are lurking around, kind of confusing you since childhood, making you contemplate life and think about, hey, I don't think that's true. Well, I'm the guy that's going to bust those myths, and I'm going to tell you the facts. So stay tuned. I got plenty in store for you. Now, though the evidence is often, conflicting, cough and colds are being caused by cold drinks, ice cream, or any kind of low temperature foods. There actually is no scientific proof to prove that these things actually do cause a cold or cause mucus to build up in your throat. Now, I'm actually going to spend the entire episode, almost the entire episode on this very particular topic because it's one of the biggest myths that are kind of lurking around. So now, especially in children and in elderly, it says they cause, there's this word, I'm trying to revise it. I can't even get it because it's kind of complicated. There are some things we need to consider, and though many of us believe it, it can be a psychological thing. It kind of came down to a psychological thing where we kind of do get a cold or a cough because of some cold product we had, but we don't really realize how powerful our mind can be. It can actually conjure up something that had no chance of coming, all because of our mind. But there actually is no scientific proof to prove that these things, in fact, cause the flu. And also, people say when you have a cough or a cold, you can't eat ice cream, you can't drink ice water, you can't have cold stuff. Well, that actually isn't true. Yes, it does kind of freeze up your throat a little bit. But then again, not really. Let me tell you, just last week I had a cough and I had a cold and I was kind of sick. I still had cold products and it didn't really make an effect on my my nasal activity. I was still fine. If anything, it was kind of nice. It didn't really do anything wrong, all because I didn't let that psychological thing kind of get to my head. I believe this myth has come down to a psychological force now. It's kind of making it hard for science to kind of do its normal thing because our mind is kind of controlling everything that's happening. I know this is complicated, I know this is confusing, but let me make this a lot easier, right? So you can in fact have cold products when you have a cough or a cold, but one thing that can make things worse is when you're in a cold environment, all right? So now if you have a cough or a cold and you're in an AC room, it's going to definitely freeze up your nasal activity and make it hard for you to kind of breathe, which is true. That, of course, is true. That is exterior. You could say that's out of your body. It's an out-of-body experience. So, but when you intake cold products, it doesn't really make a big difference. It's not scientifically proven to be bad for you. Now, I'm not saying you definitely should have cold stuff. It's much easier when you have warm drinks or warm products when you have a cough or a cold because you'll definitely feel things start to ease up. You'll feel everything start to melt and kind of go through and escalate, So when you have cold stuff, it kind of does the opposite, but it also kind of doesn't. It's a complicated topic, but I'm going to get a bit more technical on it. Maybe in the next episode, maybe not. I'm going to get more facts on it because it's really hard to find this kind of stuff. It's really hard to find all of these facts. But I can tell you for sure, there is, like I've said this before, there is no scientific proof to prove that cold stuff do in fact make things hard for you when you have a cough or a cold. But that is all for now. I've spent this entire episode on a very big myth because this is something that has kind of bothered me my whole life, and I'm sure it's kind of a relief for many people who still love to have cold stuff like ice cream or ice water even when they have a cough or a cold. So I can confirm it's actually okay if you have it. It's fine. I've done it. I've tried it many times, and it has not made things worse. It has not given me a cough. It has not given me a cold. Colds and coughs are caused by viruses, bacteria, and other things. These things don't have bacteria or viruses in them. They don't cause them. It's not possible for it to cause them. So that's it for now in Debunk Factory. Stay tuned. I got so many more for you. Stay tuned on to the next episode of Debunk Factory, which is one and only KC.